Are there specific challenges as you think about this work? Are there specific challenges or issues with respect to all of this that you found in Black congregations, and how have you worked to overcome those?
Sure. I say, unfortunately, most of the work I do is with white congregations. We are struggling to get African American and Black congregations to see the importance of this work. I think it is because we are typically groomed to include all people. Yes, in the African American church, hospitality and being hospitable is a part of our culture. The problem is we often don't want to talk about our disabilities or don't want to name the fact that our child has a disability. So we're trying to struggle with that tension of getting the help, but also dealing with shame. But the shame came from generations ago. We were taught when we were brought to this land that our value was based on our ability to perform. So on slave plantations, if we could not perform, our value decreased. If we could work hard and produce more, our value increased. So that's why slaves were sold at different prices depending on their ability to perform. Well, when you had a child with a disability, or that was different on the plantation, you had to figure out how to create value for that child who may have limited ability. So this idea of hiding your disability, not talking about it, comes from slave plantations. They didn't want the master to know that their child had a difference or was unable to perform. They tried to help the child overcompensate. So what they began to do is just not tell people, and they would say, "Hush, don't tell anyone." So let's fast forward to my generation. Many generations later, my own grandmother on my paternal side, my father's side, told me the same thing when my daughter was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. She says, "Oh, hush, don't tell anyone. And don't let people see her in her orthotic braces." And so I had to begin to deprogram even my own family. And it wasn't anything that my grandmother Millie was ashamed of my daughter, but she knew the world would see her differently. And so we're still trying to wrestle with Black congregations and members being able to talk about disability without a sense of shame, without a sense of I am broken or I'm less than. So I think that is the struggle for Black congregations and in my experience, and I was pastor of a predominantly Black church, in getting people to name their disability and getting people to see it's okay. God created you just like you are, and you're not broken. You're not less than. You are made in God's own image. So that is the main struggle I see, is seeing that getting people to come forward and talk about their disabilities. And so what I've been able to do is talk about my own kids, talk about my family, the people who give me permission to tell their stories, to destigmatize disability, and I choose the word differently abled because I think that ability is a spectrum, and we all find ourselves on different parts of the spectrum. My mother was temporarily disabled when she had her knee replacements. So I try to talk with a language of inclusion in everything that I do and bring that forth even in my preaching.